Yes, we look at this part of exchange rate, which says, when you look at it, these are the currencies. These are the currencies. And this other side, these are the currencies that we have, different currencies versus the South African rand. So this amount here, units per rand. So units per rand, that means for every 1 unit of rand equals to this. But these are what? Euros. For 1 rand, these are pounds. For 1 rand, these are Japanese yens. For 1 rand, here we have the Canadian dollar. And for 1 rand, we have the Russian rubles. Okay, now, how do we tell the weakest or the weaker currency versus the strong? Now, what I want you to note, the one with a smaller value in appearance, it will be always the stronger. And the one with a bigger value will always be the weakest. A bigger value means weak, and a smaller value means strong. For example, 1 rand, look at that first one. 1 rand, you get 0.0606 these are euros. Now, of these ones here, 1 rand and 0, so this one is stronger. Why? It has a smaller value, starts with a 0. Yet this one is weaker because it's a big value. You understand? The other way around, look at it here. This is ZA per unit, simply meaning these are all rands. But this is, you get 16 rands for only 1 euro. For only 1 euro. You know? This is what it means, 1 euro. So you see, the euro is strong. Why? This is 1, yet this is 16. So let's come down and we say, these are rands for 1 Japanese yen. 1 Japanese yen. Then another one that we should look at, these are rands for the Russian ruble. Only 1. You see that? You see that? For only 1 pound. For only 1 pound and for 1 Canadian dollar. You have that much. That means the weakest is going to be the Japanese yen. Because for only 1 Japanese yen, someone gets 0.12565. Look at that. So this one is big, so it becomes weak. This one is small, it becomes strong. So the answer here was supposed to be a Japanese yen. Okay, here we go. Let me explain another one here. Show how the Russian ruble of 0.143373 ZA per unit was determined. Now, how was it determined? It came from here. We are looking at this side here. They have told you that if you only have 1 rand, you have that much what? So we come here, we say 1 rand equals to the Russian ruble, which is, so what about for only 1 Russian ruble? So we shall divide through by this much. We divide through by that much. So this goes with that, remain with 1. 1 Russian ruble, which I told you here, equals to what? 0.143373. That's how they came up with it. They divided. So we need this. We need that. We look at this next question. Next question. The next question says, Ryan decides to invest 1,230,000 in shares in a Canadian company. Convert 1,230,000 into Canadian dollars. So what are we going to do? We shall look at Canadian dollar. You can use either way, either this side or this side. Doesn't matter as long as you can interpret. This one simply means you have this much for 1 Canadian dollar. If you have this much, you have 1 Canadian dollar. What about if you have 1,230,000? How much would you have? Because that's what they want us to say. We are changing it in Canadian dollars. What do? We cross multiply. But then the number has multiplied with the unknown. So we shall have 11,7 unknown equals to that much, which is 1,230,000. We are looking for this unknown. What do? We divide through by the number next to the unknown on both sides. And when we divide through, then it becomes our answer there will become 1,230,000 divided by 11,785 equals to what? So here we end up having 104,369, comma 96. But because the box was on the side of the Canadian dollars, that means these are Canadian dollars. Or I'm going to show you if we had used this other side, because at first we've used this one. This is method 1. So method 2, we are going to use this one here. What does this one say? This one says units per ZAR. That means 1 rand you have 0,084,845. So we don't have 1 rand. However, we have 1,230,000. What will it be in Canadian dollars? What do we do? Cross multiply. Now take note. 1 is multiplying the unknown. That means it remains what? An unknown. Then the answer will become this much times 0,084,8545. So put that into the calculator. Put that into your calculator. Put this, we say 1,230,000 times 0,084,845. Press equals. The answer becomes 104,359. 100. It's a little bit of change. It's because of this number was over rounded off. All right, but it's fine. You still have almost the same answer, and it will be fine also to be right. So we get that much answer, and we call it a day. We call it a day. $9.35. These are Canadian dollars. You could have used that side also. Then they're asking you, give one reason why you would motivate Ryan to invest in Canadian dollar. The reason could be it has more value. By the way, if a currency has more value, it's easier to accumulate money than where the currency has low value, because you have to work hard to equate the same amount. For example, as we've seen here, you need 11 rands. Look at that. You need 11 rands, 79 cents to get 1 Canadian dollar. You see that here you've worked too much, 11 times, almost 12, only 1. You see that? That means the other side, if you had this 12, you would have this 12 times. It increases, it gets value. You understand? So why would you advise him to have foreign currency? It's because it has more value. Okay, here we go. Our interest part of it. After 2 years and 8 months, Ryan sold his shares and received a final amount of 1,529,360. In South Africa, Ryan would have received an interest rate of 8.1% compounded annually for 2 years and 8 months. Ryan stated that he earned more than 14,000 return on his foreign investment compared to potential South African investment. Verify showing all calculations whether Ryan's statement is valid. Now, what are we looking at? We're going to compare the final answer. If you invest in South Africa, how much do you end up having? So what I want you to understand, you should have the money you're going to invest. They're telling us it's 1,230,000. At what interest rate? At 8.1%. Remember, it's compounded. Compounded meaning it changes every period. So meaning compounded per annum. By that's what they told us. Compounded annually every year. It gains interest every year. That's what it simply means. But for how long? You're looking at 2 years and 8 months. You see that? So what you have to know here, it's that the 8 months will turn into a year, or we shall see how to do that. But first and foremost, we need to look for how much is the money in 2 years. Okay, that's what I want to do here. So since it's compound interest, what we're doing with compound interest, it's increasing. So meaning we are going to do this. We shall get at this moment, the money is at 100%. Together, 100% plus the 8.1%. You end up having this much. But remember, this is percentage. So we divide by 100. The final answer becomes 1.081. This is what we are going to use first. Now, for the first year, we shall say our first year, how much we need to be zero that much, times the money that was invested. So we end up having, let's put in our calculator and we see. Our calculator, let's put it this side. Okay, we shall end up having 1.081 times 1,300,000. So first year we have 1,329,000, 1,329,690. I believe it was 690. Oh, 630. Sorry about that. 630. So at the end of the first year, he has this much. So we go to the second year. Why am I starting with years? Because these are proper years. So this could be the same percentage that we're using times. Now, times the money that is at the end of the year, the first year. So we shall put that much there. So the answer became what? We shall come there. Come. Pick your calculator. Guess what you're going to do? Since I already have this answer here, all I need to do is to times 1.081. So the person has 1,437,330. 1,400,400 437,330. 437,330. This is the money. So remember, it does not end here. So we look at the 8 months. Now, what comes in our head? 8 months, it has not yet made a year. What do? We shall change the 8 months into years. And we shall look for the percentage for that. So which means it's 8 over 12. 8 over 12. 8 over 12. I believe you get something to do with the 8 divided by 12. And you have 2 over 3. Okay, it's fine. Leave it like that. Then times our percentage. But remember, the percentage is 8,1. So what answer do we end up having? Wonderful. So for only 8 months, we have percentage as. So instead of us using this, now it has changed for only 8 months because it never made a year. So what do? We come back to our plan, 100 plus the new percentage. This percentage is only for 8 months over 100. I believe you have the answer like 1,05. You see that? Then we are looking for the interest, or how much money will it be at the end of those 8 months. So it will be 1,054 times the money in the second year, 1,470,330. So we come to our question here. We are multiplying with 1,054. 1,054, we end up having 1,514,000. 1,514,945. 900. So in South Africa, he would have got this much. So they are saying he would have earned more than 14,000. So let's see. So we're going to get this money here, and we subtract the money he got. You see? In abroad he has 1 million. So here we say, allow me change the pattern there. Abroad he has abroad he has 1,529,360. 360. So in South Africa, he has 1 million. We subtract the 2. Yeah, indeed, he gets 14,415. So this is what we are dying to prove. So remember, it says, Rian said that he earned more than 14,000 return on his foreign money, which is true. So the statement is valid. Right, it's 8 marks. These 8 marks, you had to first get this down. Look for the money he gets in South Africa, which we got as this much. And we did what? We subtracted to find the difference. Why do we find the difference? He claims he earned more than 14,000. Indeed, he earned more than 14,000 by 415 rands. So the statement is valid.